ZTE. Everyone knows what it is.
ZTE.
Hello, everybody.
Buy it.
And welcome to Member Code Radio!
Oh!
With your hosts, Max, John, and Eric.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mine was a little condensed today. Sorry about that. Not a lot of breath in the lungs.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just dead at the moment.
He's drinking coffee, and it ruined him.
I am wasted on this coffee.
Dude, there's caffeine in there.
Yeah.
That's the same cocoa
You
plant.
didn't tell me that.
You go the same thing that makes cocaine. That's cocoa plant, cocoa
See,
beans.
I'm smart. I'm drinking
cocoa bean?
water.
The private sector has decided.
But I didn't want to be
works.
too healthy. I
The
got
invisible
McDonald's water. That's why there's a McDonald's logo on this water.
Coca-Cola and McDonald's are best friends. This Coca-Cola
So,
and Dasani.
hold on. You gave me this water. Did you buy it from McDonald's for me? Is that how this
Well,
works?
that's a bottle I've been refilling for a while. I tend to refill water bottles for like...
This isn't even
months
real
and months.
Aquafina. You fucking whore.
They add sodium in it.
No, I mean, like, they add it, and then you fucking took it out and put in tap water.
It's not tap water.
This is a lie.
It's printed. Printed. What?
Printed water.
It's filtered. Hi.
You know, I think it's actually more green to reuse plastic bottles rather than buying a reusable metal one because the plastic ones are going to be bought by someone who's going to throw them away anyway. So if you buy them and then reuse them all of them, all 24 of them that you bought.
There's only 24.
See?
You're right.
We're going to make this city the best city that the city's ever seen.
Did you ever see that city?
No, which one?
We've been playing, Max.
We should turn
I've
on
been
that
playing,
timer.
Oops.
That would be important.
Maybe. I've been playing a little bit of Splatoon.
Oh.
'Cause, man,
Man,
I
you're
just,
always playing that Splash.
I just
and-
keep... I call it...
How many hours you have on that now? You got over 50 now, right?
But I'm close to 60... Oh, I just kicked the cat in the head, sorry.
Oh my god, you
He's
almost
got
entered my
8
Witcher
more
time.
lives. He's alright.
What an evening, you know. If you would have told me an hour ago, like, you're going to kick a cat in the head later, I'd be like, no.
Ain't that
But,
a kick in the head?
That's life.
Yes. We're going to make this city great. Is that a new meme? We're going to make this city great?
Is that a thing, or did you make it up?
I just made it up.
Good.
It
Because now
vaguely
it's a thing.
sounds like a quote.
It's a
always
hashtag on our
darkest
Twitter.
before the
By the way,
meme.
follow us on our Twitter at MemoryCardRadio.
Don't forget to follow
on
us
Twitter.
on Instagram and
We don't have an
Snapchat.
Instagram or Snapchat,
Yeah.
but we do have a Twitter at MemoryCardRadio. You can follow us on there, and if you're listening to us on mopcast.com, make sure to go to youtube.com/MemoryCardRadio and watch the video version. There's more to it. There's videos, there's extra stuff. It's video, not just audio. It's video. Video and audio together in one. Make them better media format.
And, you know, if you actually are quick enough, you'll follow Memory Card Radio before me.
What?
'Cause I didn't follow
It's all in the
this.
description down below the video and the description box below it.
Unless you're watching this on your PS4 app, in which case you're fucked.
Man.
We
Whatever.
don't talk about that, though.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that, though, right? Especially not
Speaking
on
of
radio.
PS4, I haven't been playing a PS4 game.
How's
but
that
I've been
been?
playing
I haven't
it.
had time for
What's
it,
that like?
man.
It's like I'm playing a PC game.
What did IGN say?
They said God Hand 3 out of 10.
IGN.net.
What
We
does
have
IGN
the
say about
internet.
pineapples? They like pineapples?
Has anyone visited IGN since Greg Miller left? Because I haven't.
Occasionally.
At least
but
not on
I'll-
purpose.
Look, my main thing is NeoGAF. I go there, I get my news.
You're a
I'm out.
NeoGaf boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And you're speaking of NeoGaf, they and a couple other sources have all but confirmed some God of War 4 concept art and
my
images
God.
from the game got leaked out.
Like actual screenshots?
There's screenshots along with concept art, and it looks like Kratos is. And this is great news to me because I fucking. If it weren't for Metal Gear Solid, I would say probably God of War is my favorite franchise.
Damn.
It's
sold words.
I love it. Well, yeah, but it's just it hits me right where I want to be hit. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I have a question about leaks, I guess, in general, like especially
Yeah.
with game leaks. How
Not
do
all
they-
leaks are created equal.
I'm gonna ask, like, how. I don't even know how to word it.
I
guess,
can
like,
answer this
how
question.
how do they usually happen? Is it like a hacker thing, or is it
No,
someone
I
accidentally-
can
How does it
answer
usually happen?
this.
It's hard to keep secrets when you have 300 people working on games.
That's
You know
what
what I
I
mean? And
figured.
games are so big now. I guess
Well, I mean, you
it's
have
inevitable.
that-
Somebody's going to go on Twitter and be like, "Hey, check this thing out."
But I think what it is generally on a site like a NeoGAF or or Reddit, they have people that are verified who have leaked shit before.
Yeah.
And then basically it's just like, hey, I work for a big company, and occasionally we'll see shit. So like, let's say you worked for GameStop and you were like a higher up position. They got to show the GameStop people before it ends up
Yeah.
being shown to average
People
Joe
sometimes
Schmo.
shows get shops get shipped things before they're even announced.
Yeah.
Because I worked at GameStop and I wasn't really all that high up. I was SGA, which is above the low employee, but not quite a manager. And I knew about all kinds of shit that I would lose my job if I were to talk about.
It's pretty fucked up.
So, well, it's the secret stuff is not far from the surface. It's really not. There's just a couple layers of responsibility stopping it from coming out. It's not hard for it to happen. And and when you cross-reference the stuff that does leak with graphic artists' resumes, which are readily available, and patents for games and franchises, which are readily available, when you cross-reference those things, you can make some pretty reliable determinations. And God of War 4 looks like one of these reliable leaks where you have people who have pretty good track records when it comes to confirming things on the inside.
To be fair, they did say PSX last year or the year before that God of War 4 was happening. So we knew it was happening. We didn't have
they said
idea
a new
what it
God
was.
of War was happening, which could have still left the door open for a reboot or maybe some kind of side project, or who knows what that meant. That just means a game in the franchise. Now we are pretty sure it's God of War 4. Meaning the next game in the story. So that's a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the concept art reveals a few things. Kratos is older.
Oh my god.
Looks like maybe decades older.
Oh,
he's got a beard.
Okay.
And he looks so fucking badass. If this is real, I'm pumped. And not only that, but the chains of exile, which he uses in all the games, the things that are kind of latched to his hands.
Yeah.
Those are gone, and he has a fucking axe. Okay?
I just don't know how I feel about this.
I don't either, but I'm excited. I'm excited. And not only that, the big thing is that this is now in Norse mythology, which is where Thor comes from.
And that's why I'm so
Which is it's closely related to Greek. There are things that kind of go in between. There are some threads that connect the two. So it's not like let's make him Egyptian, which are what some people say. It's going to go to Egyptian mythology, which would be a stretch.
I gotta spoil.
Norse is a logical step, I think.
I gotta spoil God of War 3.
I wish I knew enough to be like, yeah, man.
God of War 3 came out in 2009. You can go ahead.
Okay.
If you haven't played God of War 3, you're fucking up.
The premise of God of War 3 was a horror movie where he literally killed the planet.
He killed everyone.
Every single fucking human being that existed and God is dead.
No, not every human being.
Other than him.
The world was decimated at the end of God of War 3.
Everyone drowned or had disease or whatever. It was pretty conclusively he killed everything.
He killed all the gods. He killed Atlas. Or no, not Atlas, but Kronos, Gaia. The world is fucking decimated.
Who lived at the end of that movie?
And it's amazing. And it's a great conclusion to a great trilogy. One of the best trilogies in gaming.
It's pretty good.
Absolutely. But, and I agree with you when you're skeptical of them continuing it at all. Because I think that's a perfect trilogy. It's great on its own. It's fucking timeless and it's amazing.
It's just such a conclusion.
It's such a
conclusive ending.
Right.
It's just fucking where do you go when everyone's dead?
Although there was one thing. If you watch after the credits in Marvel fashion.
Yeah, his body disappeared.
His body is gone.
It doesn't change the fact that the world fucking ended.
No.
But
it's not like the world exploded. There's still a world. It's just decimated.
Yeah, but there's no way life on that fucking planet can exist when all of the land that existed is flooded.
We'll see. Now, this clearly takes place maybe decades after God of War 3, which is good.
It takes more than decades to build an entire religion and human existence.
Let's see. It supposedly takes place in Valhalla, which is kind of like heaven.
We'll see.
As far as I understand it.
Yeah.
It's like the afterlife for Norse.
But they already have
It's where the gods go when they're dead. You know what I mean?
See, that's already incorrect.
So it's a bunch of fucking dead people fighting each other in Valhalla.
That's like super heaven.
It's heaven
super
too.
Heaven. Okay, for this
heaven
game,
beta, really.
Heaven
for this game to exist, that means there is a layer of gods that existed above the Greek gods that don't include Hades and all of that shit. So for some reason, a second religion is also correct. An entire mythology that I don't buy it.
This religion in a religion.
It doesn't fucking make sense. We'll see how it goes. I'm not excited. I'm interested.
We don't have all the pieces yet, So I mean, we'll see. But here's an interesting contrast to God of War Ascension, which God of War Ascension was, hey, let's take all the rage, the anger, the unbridled fury, the insane amount of magical powers and strength. Let's take all those things that we like about Kratos and remove them for an origin story that nobody fucking wants. And that's why Ascension wasn't that great. Story-wise. Gameplay-wise was on point, but the story wasn't great.
Even gameplay-wise was a little
So the
weaker.
contrast, but the contrast with that and this new one is that let's take, he's older. he's more fucking bitter than he was if he's older.
I can't. Okay,
I mean,
so,
it could potentially be more of Kratos that we liked in 3.
see, but I don't.
opposed to less.
I don't want more of that. Is the thing.
I do.
Okay, let me
do.
put it this way. God of War 1 is a really small story, all things considered. It is really about one guy who's pissed at one guy and gets his revenge.
Yes.
Now other shit happens.
And it's contained,
But that
and
is all
it's
it
good
is.
on its own, yeah.
Second game is an epic, and the third game, it is an epic that fucking
sequel to
stretches.
that epic.
It is, well, the second one I feel like is the epic sequel to something that was a small story. And the third one's a fucking horror movie. But here's the
Right.
it is, because he just slaughters them one after another.
And it's fucking great.
It is, but the thing with 3 is that Kratos in that game, and it is acceptable because they only really did it in that game, is really unlikable in God of War 3. He's
an anti-hero.
He's not even an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero in 1 and 2. In 3, he's the fucking villain that you just happen to play. Because
I was rooting for him the whole time.
You're rooting for him because
I'm
you
an
have
evil
the
fuck,
backstory.
so-
But like, literally, there was no character development in God of War 3 other than he is so far down the rabbit hole of pissed off that he fucking takes
He takes everything with him.
he takes the world with him.
Yeah.
You can't just be...
I love that, though.
It's beautiful as that game, but if you take that and you do that again, it will not work the
Well,
same
we don't know
way.
what they're going to do. Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe he has a different angle. We'll see.
It can't be just more angry. It's got to have something more to him than that, because we're past
There may
that.
be. We'll see. My point is, though, that if they're going to continue, which I agree with you, I'm skeptical of the idea of continuing it at all, because 1, 2, and 3 are so fucking great. Such a great trilogy. But if they're going to continue it, which they clearly are,
Yeah.
this is an interesting way to do it. They're going to a fresh place. They have a fresh take on the character, and a whole fresh set of problems and conflicts, and who knows where it's going to go.
Sure.
So if they're going to do it, that's a way to do it, I think.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
It could be fucking awesome.
I'm
I
cautiously
just
optimistic,
want to
too.
see how they handle it. You're a dog. That's
But that's the God of War 4 leak that I mean that's basically all we know, so we're still waiting to see where it comes from that. Eric, what have you been playing, boy?
I've been playing this little visual novel experience.
Dang
Danganronpa.
it.
You ever heard of Danganronpa?
That's on PC now.
It's fucking great.
Wow.
So it
Started
is-
on the Vita.
It's a Vita game that got ported to Steam. The second one's coming to PC, on the 18th of this month, and I ended up getting 1 and 2 by sheer luck because I won a drawing on Destructoid, so I got the games for free.
Oh, that's cool.
That is it made me happy. So I've been playing it. It's made by the guys who made the Zero Escape series, which is like
Right.
my favorite visual novel series. And Danganronpa is more fun, and it is.
How do you spell that?
DANGANRONPA, and I think the name is
think
like
you're right.
like bullet interrogation is what that means pretty much. Danganronpa, dun 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 dun. Okay, so basically what it is. 16 anime stereotype high school kids are put into a school, right? And then they're all fucking held prisoner, and they have to. And the only way you can get out of the school is if somebody kills another student and gets away with it.
Danganronpa.
So if what it's like, it's kind of like, you ever play Phoenix Wright?
No.
I've seen it, but I've
Okay,
not played it.
it's Phoenix Wright, but with more of a.
No. Yeah.
It's basically it's Phoenix Wright mixed with Battle Royale.
Wow.
Is what it is.
Okay.
And it's super fucking good. Probably one of the better visual novels I've ever played. And like I think you guys fucking love it. It's fucking there's
kind
so much style to it.
I have it on Vita. I need to finish it.
And it's
But-
nice to play a visual novel that you don't need a fucking guide to play.
No.
Indeed.
Like you don't need a walkthrough for this.
So you've been playing Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Max has been playing Splatoon.
I refer to it as a splap
Splat.
or splet.
Well, you've been playing, boy.
You know, I've really been playing a lot of the PS2 games that I have.
That's awful.
I've been going through. Why is that awful?
It's really gross.
This is so old. You're an old boy.
I like older games in general.
You fucking gross
I
me
think
out.
more than modern games.
What?
Old games
That's
aren't
just kinda
good,
how I
John.
go.
There's too less D's.
Fucking, why aren't you
down.
a real gamer and play nothing but Cartoon Network Flash games on the website? You fucking asshole.
Why aren't
There
you,
was a time where I did do that quite a
That's
bit.
all you should play.
Why aren't you
fucker.
playing free Minecraft knockoffs on your mom's phone, dude? Why aren't you doing that?
That Stolen
Why
game.
isn't that how you game?
We played Stolen. When I had like
I
5
remember
PS2
Stolen.
games, I bought that one day and we went through them all that one night. Stolen is kind of like a Splinter Cell.
Should have played Killer 7.
It's a well, we did play a little bit of that, and that's cool.
I meant you.
But no, I'm not playing on my own. I need you with me. I can't fucking do that shit. But Stolen is it's a Splinter Cell knockoff, more or less, with a female character. It's almost like if Mirror's Edge met Splinter Cell. It's like the character from Mirror's Edge,
Wow, cool.
but slightly less interesting. With the gameplay of Splinter Cell, slightly less technical and interesting. So, it's one of those kind of mid-tier PS2 games, which I miss the mid-tier. We don't have the mid-tier anymore. We have fucking
I feel like
indie
the
games.
mid-tier is coming back through indie games.
Well, we got a ways to go, I feel like. But I feel like the trajectory is definitely there. But, we basically have indie games with no quality control, and we have AAA games with way too much quality control, where you need 500 people to make a fucking game, and by the time it happens, it's aiming to please so many people at once that it really doesn't please anybody a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm
With
excited.
very few exceptions. Uncharted 4 is going to be good and stuff like that. But
Would you like to us to go through and we can say our favorite mid-tier game?
sure, yeah, let's do mid-tier games.
Because I feel like people don't talk about those.
That's an
very much at
interesting.
all,
Yeah, let's do that. Mid-tier games.
I
Go,
gotta
Bob.
Think
Time
of-
Splitters 2.
That's a good one.
Fucking A.
Fucking awesome.
That is a
It doesn't
fucking good
control
one.
as well as like Halo or
Nope.
anything,
Not even close.
but it's still good.
has a lot of personality.
Yeah, it's great.
Killer
Time
7?
Splitters 2.
Killer 7. Yeah, that's
Killer 7.
I feel like it's mid-tier. It was technically Capcom, but it was a far smaller project.
Sure.
Than fucking...
But it's so different. It's so
Yeah.
unashamedly different.
Fuck. It's so
And
good.
and I would have to go with Destroy All Humans.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
that's a great
That's a good one.
I rented that one from Movie Gallery when renting things was dying out. I was still.
Right.
That's what.
You
that was
old
the game I was
butt.
renting. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean rental?
Rental.
That's like
Movie
buying
Gallery.
something but for really cheap and then giving it back.
What next? Are you going to
Pretty
go
much.
to and get a VHS copy of something, you whore?
I think
Rental stores were
renting-
how I discovered a lot of things as a kid.
I miss them.
Because I didn't have the money to buy games most of the time.
what
I
I did.
had money after my birthday and I had money after Christmas. But in between that, I just kind of like, my parents would take me maybe once or twice a month to the rental store, and I'd be like, oh, okay, this game has a funny character on it, I'll try it.
That's how I played it.
It
That's
was
how I
the way
discovered,
as a kid you could fucking keep up. Like now,
Right.
now you may have more information for everything that comes out because we live in the internet age, but you can't get the hands on like
Now
you
there's
fucking
just way more
could.
shit too. There's way more shit now.
And it's weird
There
because
is, but like
shit.
you
kids
can't
today have no
play it
fucking
all.
idea what that's like. And it's like, it's weird.
Unless you're rich.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's kind of how we look at, how we look at our parents. They're like, you guys will never know what it's like to read newspapers every day.
Yeah.
And there's when you hear someone that's like over the age of 40 or 50 talk about reading a newspaper,
Yep.
they love that routine. Like they love picking up the paper, they love unwrapping it, they love
Oh, I
flipping through,
bet.
and like they love that. I don't get that at all. I don't want to do that. That sounds
course
awful.
not. You
Here's
can't
the
train
difference.
yourself to like
They
it
love
if it's-
that.
Here's
if
the
it's not
difference.
best
They
thing at the
still
time.
have that as a fucking option, and we don't.
That's true.
You can't rent games unless you go to Redbox, and then you get it for a day, and their selection is fucking limited.
Sure, but that dynamic is there. Like we look at baby boomers.
Yeah.
And the way that someone who's 12 now
Mm-hmm.
kind of looks at us, and they're like, "What the fuck would you drive to a store?"
Yeah.
Fucking look around at shit you know
It's all
nothing
relative.
about, spend money on it knowing nothing about it,
Yeah.
and then take it home and gamble. Like that makes no sense to them.
And in
but to me,
Netflix
that was so
world-
fun.
Yeah. I got
Even
one
though
for
every
you,
now and
too.
then you ended up with a game you didn't like, and you're like, "Well, fuck, this renting opportunity is shot."
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Grandpa, how did you guys get around and stuff before you had teleporters? Well, we had cars and they had wheels and we drive on concrete slabs. Like, what if you want to go the other way? Well, you drive on the other side. But what? Would
What
you
if-
be?
what if-
Isn't that really fucking dangerous, Grandpa? Like, what kept you from hitting? Was there like a big wall? No, we painted a line down the middle.
People died every day, but we did
And did it work? Not really.
I think more realistically, expect the self-driving car to be the conversation.
Right. I just
Which is
picked-
like, wouldn't you fucks
Yeah.
just hit each other all the time? We did,
We did.
Yeah.
and we
It
still do.
killed more
yes.
people than cancer.
did. What?
Unfortunate.
Did it work? No.
I don't know that that's true that it kills more people than cancer, but I assume it does.
In like
Like,
2016,
comment, and subscribe if you know the answer.
Actually, it probably doesn't, but I bet it's comparable.
I feel like
Heart disease and cancer are like
I don't know. I feel
the top
like
two,
cars would be one of the most common ways.
It's up there.
Sure.
to go.
Yeah.
You know, because like I feel like
Marijuana's got to be up there.
Like,
marijuana, all the ODs.
It's got to be up there.
Marijuana, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't.
That's
do
why
that.
they call it the gateway drug, because it's pretty dangerous.
It's a gateway to death.
No, it's
it
actually
is.
called the Gateway because originally
It's the gates of hell.
every time you bought a Gateway computer, if you just looked in the back, there would be a ton of pot. That was the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
You
why I
smoke
was-
pot, you immediately die. That's the way it is.
Actually, I think it says in the Bible that...
No, it's 'cause
that,
you play Carmen
that
Sandiego.
Satan, I think Satan,
Where is that bitch?
smokes weed. I think it says it in the Bible.
In the world, or in the USA, depending on which copy you buy.
Bip.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
If you're listening to us on mopcast.com, go to youtube.com/memorycardradio to get a video version. It's better. It's
Yeah,
more stuff. I'm not going to say
is.
it's better, but it's better. It's a little better.
It's imagine what we're saying with dumb faces attached every time we say the thing.
With silly expressions. And I put stupid shit at the end of the video after the credits roll, which if you won't get that on the audio version. Sorry, Mopcast.
Yo, audio people, I got a question. Which is your favorite Carmen Sandiego game? Mine is Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego.
So you know what our topic is this episode?
They could have just said when is she, but what?
Our topic,
That's not the name
Right.
of the game. Fucking, what do you think? An educational game's gonna get the name right?
Yeah. Why would an educational game have a grammatically correct title?
Oh!
No, it's where because
I made
you're
it peak real
looking
bad.
for her. You're in the process of looking through time.
What's your
you wanna-
favorite
where?
multiplayer games? Multiplayer.
Okay.
Let's talk about this, because this is the way games are going. If you don't have a multiplayer mode in your game, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, Max.
Yeah, take that,
You got
Witcher
a shit
3.
game.
Fuck you, Witcher 3.
Splatoon is obvious for me, so
Yes.
I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to give you my second favorite, because that's kind of...
Splatoon's obvious.
It is. My second favorite is definitely Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Oh,
That shit is awesome.
Offensive and global.
It's
You
so
kill
good.
you kill your own goddamn
It's
people.
so
in that
good,
game.
dude. It's so good.
You a nasty boy.
It's global and offensive.
That's offensive all over the world. That's terrible.
That's like
That game sounds bad.
I never tried Geo, but I did try
good.
Source.
Source is
Source
great.
is like
And got my
main
ass handed to
Counter-Strike.
me
I
on
think
a
CSGO's
platter.
better. It's way more fun.
Well, it is now, but I feel like Source fucking nailed it back in the day. Although
Sure.
all I fucking played with that was just Office. Because it was the only map that mattered.
That's a good one. Well, Desert is good.
Fuck Desert.
What?
Office is better. It's
You got an
snow.
office in the desert, I'll consider it.
You gotta fucking until they're chairs and computers. Fuck it.
Desert 2 is good too. And CSGO.
Fucking.
CSGO's great.
I feel
It's,
like I feel like you did a good idea though, Max.
Yeah.
You have like a modern one that you're playing like
Sure.
like the one that's recent and then the one that's more aged a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to do it. And we're going like that.
Sure.
My classic multiplayer game
Mama.
would be Team Fortress 2.
Sure,
That is
yeah.
the fucking best.
That's a
That's
timeless game.
To this day, I have the most Steam hours in that game, and I
Same.
haven't played it in like 4 years, and I still have the most hours.
I can't
That's a good
play
one.
it now because I've put too much time into it to ever play it again.
I have so many hats.
Which is the only game in the world I can say that about.
Do you also have the veteran hat? Because
Damn right.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking, I had that game when it
You
first
get
came
that
out.
if you bought it before it was free.
Orange box. That's how I got it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I think that's how I first played it as well. As an Orange Box.
Came with Portal and Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 episode
On
2 and
PS3.
Orange Box
I got
was
the Orange
the
Box on
second
PS3.
Steam
poor
purchase I
bastard.
ever. No, that was the first Steam purchase I ever made. I bought Counter-Strike, the original Source, in a box at GameStop, and you had to make a Steam account. I'm like, what is this Steam shit? That
I
have
want to make this
that I have
bullshit.
to install to play my gun game.
Never gonna use
Wow.
this again.
And then
Did
so
you
I had that
uninstall
account.
it?
I did not, because I found out about Team Fortress 2 and that it would be an orange box, and that was on Steam. So I bought that, and that was my
Same
first
deal with me
Steam
in
purchase.
BattleNet for Diablo. Because
Sure.
all I fucking now I have every fucking fuck you, Blizzard.
Fuck them.
The game I really like, I actually like it more than Counter-Strike, but it's similar, and it's very recent. It was like last year. Tom,
What is this? Sorry.
it is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Ooh.
That game is kind of
haven't
like
played that.
it's so fun. I can bring it at some point. I got it for the PS4. It's kind of like it's Counter-Strike with a smaller map and a lot more destructibility.
Get
So
out.
I would say it's Counter-Strike mixed with Battlefield. Because you can fucking
Oh, it's a kitty. Go on, buddy. Go on.
you can fucking destroy like the levels and fucking hunt each other down like that, but it's super strategic and you die in one shot in friendly fire.
Well, that's
So it's
great.
like the best of both, and it's really fun.
You know what I gotta go with
That's
is
awful.
honestly, I hate to say it because it's kind of played out and we've talked about it on this podcast before, but Call of Duty Zombies. is just so addicting.
Good.
That's
like-
was that at World of War? Is that the extra?
It's in World of War.
World of War was the original one.
I didn't have that one.
And well, here's the thing about
in
World of
Black
War.
Ops as well.
They expanded on it in World of War with some maps, some DLC maps, and those were great. And then Black Ops came out.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what game was in between the two, but it was either Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2. Okay. But then when Black Ops came out, they had their own Black Ops zombie maps, and at the end of the cycle for Black Ops, there was a DLC with all the World of War maps called Resurrection. So you download that, you get all the World of War maps and all the Black Ops maps. And so the original Black Ops is really the definitive way to play zombies, because you get all the World of War ones and you get all the Black Ops ones. And to this day, I think those are still the best ones because they were the best mix of like
It sounds
simple.
like I would buy that game just for that, and it'd be fine.
Yeah, well, that's really 90% of what I played. That's what it was.
Audio listeners and video, I'd just like to point out there's a dog chewing a bone if you're curious what that
I don't know
sound
if
is.
they might not be picking that
Well,
up.
just
but-
in case.
Yeah.
Well,
just
I'm
wanted-
editing
Zeus-
the audio. I'll try to level that
Nah,
out. I
don't
think
worry
it'll be
about
low enough.
No,
lower.
let them hear it. I've warned them. Now up
Let the people hear.
let them know.
Part of the appeal of this podcast is
Let
that there's
them
animals
know.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But and then Black Ops 2 tried more zombie maps, and those weren't bad, but they kind of got too complicated for their own good.
Sure.
And Black Ops 3, so far, I've only played the map that comes with Black Ops 3, and it has like this kind of noir aesthetic to it, which is cool, but it's like all the corridors are way too tight.
Yeah.
And you can't maneuver any, like unless you have a really, really functional team, which isn't, you don't always end up with that, you know?
But Jeff, what's his name? Jeff Goldblum?
They got some good
it?
voice actors.
He's in
know.
it, and that's worth it. I
He's
know.
great.
What's
He plays
your
him-
other multiplayer game? Because we all had two.
Well, are we going for like...
We have a
What's the
classic,
best?
and then like what recent? Yeah.
Okay,
like,
well,
favorite.
let's say...
Want to limit the classic game to the past 10 years, maybe? Because that's kind of how ours were, right?
Sure, whatever.
Well,
Who gives a shit?
The first Counter-Strike was...
I feel like you could just make the judgment call.
Well, the other multiplayer, aside from that I've probably sunk the most time into, would be the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transform multiplayer mode.
Oh,
I mean,
Sure.
it's...
It's good.
that is.
I mean, it's...
all right.
I've been playing it. I played it on PS3. I don't know how many hours I had on it. I think it was close to 70.
That's a
And
very
then-
not buggy game, I've noticed, too.
There's a couple sections of a couple tracks that are weird, but if you know what you're doing, you know how to avoid it, then you're fine. And if you play it more than a couple times, then you'll learn what those are. So, I mean, it's not a big deal.
On most tracks, I'm good by the third lap, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm down to do the second one and be good at it.
Especially a kart racer, because it's accessible and it's memorable and it's easy to get. It's easy to learn, hard to master.
And they're just,
kind of
the
thing.
levels are loops. You can look at them again, memorize them.
Yeah.
Just-
and it has split
nice.
screen, which is fucking super important for that kind of game.
Sure.
Because you can just have somebody
Now,
next to you. and
Sega
fucking play
and
it.
Sonic All Stars Racing Transformed, the tracks change sometimes. Like the third lap, everything might explode, and then you're flying in the plane for the third lap.
feel like
so shit does
Transform-
change a little bit.
I like
It's
that.
like the better Donkey or Diddy Kong Racing, because it's kind of that deal with
Yeah.
the vehicles, except it's mid track.
Sure.
It changes.
It's just they took a good idea from Diddy Kong and made it better.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong gave you 3 different types of vehicles. In
And
this
that rap
game,
song.
they give them to you all in one race.
Yeah,
which
and
is
that's
insane.
it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. I do like them separate also in Diddy Kong though. They kind of both have their advantages. I like using
Sure.
hovercraft on some levels, or like I had a lot of fun as a kid playing Diddy Kong Racing, replaying levels with different vehicles to see which one was faster and stuff. Like it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Like man.
Crash Team Racing is. I like
That's a
that
good
lot
one.
too.
That's a great one, yeah.
I think that and Diddy Kong Racing have a lot in common.
Sure.
They're more or less from the same generation.
They're
Similar,
more similar than like
design.
Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart's more on its own.
Mario Kart is more
64
comparable
anyway.
to Sonic Racing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Although,
I'm not referring to the Super Nintendo one. That's like 2 different.
well, I'm referring to like Mario Kart 8 and 7.
Oh, okay.
Like those are the ones that I feel like are comparable to the Sonic Racing games.
I'll be
kinda in the
honest,
same
I'm not the
universe.
biggest Mario Kart fan. They kind of lost. They lost me after 64. 64 was perfect. I loved the shit out of it.
I'm kind of the opposite.
Well, fuck
I
you.
love Mario Kart 8. 64? It's okay.
8 is probably my favorite one.
Well,
It's
I'm
great.
the opposite
8,
end on the
8
table.
is so gorgeous.
It's perfect.
It's
the
so
controls
fun to
are
look
butter,
at.
and it's just like
Well, I guess what it is just I feel like 64 was just the point where it stopped. It was the final Mario Party kind of, like no fucking skills needed. Anyone can just have fun with it.
Mario Kart,
and then it became a fucking you better know how to drift or you're not gonna fucking do well. And then
That's true.
that
It's
shell's
more
gonna
technical.
get you.
I like that though too.
Fucking asshole.
I like that though too. That
That's probably why I
scratches
like
are
it is that
different.
it's more technical.
But see,
I
that's
can
why
see
I don't.
It is less accessible. I would agree.
It's not as fun. It's more serious, and I don't want a serious Mario Kart. I just want a fucking dumbass game that I can play and enjoy.
Well, 8 is probably better
And
than
you know
for
what
you.
Dumb.
else? Well, how far back do like how in depth were stats in 64? I haven't played.
Nobody gave a shit in 64. There were no stats. It was
what I'm
just
wondering.
it
I
was
think there
just
were
do
stats,
the
weren't there?
right.
There
No, there
definitely were
weren't.
games before.
There were different
And lots of
characters,
games
but
before 8.
there weren't stats in that.
Because I know there was
Double
Mario
Dash
Kart
maybe
Wii.
started it.
I think
I
Double
think.
Dash. Well,
Double Dash was really good. Too.
I don't know
Double
if
Dash
Double
was good.
Dash did because you had two characters in that. I don't think they had stats so much, but it had Double Dash is a weird little one, and that's not saying it's better or worse. It's just it's a very different one.
Oh,
Mario Kart 8 is actually really technical in terms of the
And then the
stats.
DS one, I feel like, was the one that made Mario Kart what it is now.
Sure.
was the
yeah.
DS one a port of the Wii one?
No, it was its
No,
own
it was
thing, and then the
a whole
Wii
different
came
game.
after.
The Mario
Okay.
Kart series on the handheld games were kind of like their own thing for a while there. They were like under the radar, and the
Well, the Wii-
they make a Wii
The
one
Wii and the
a
Wii U
one.
are just extensions of that. I kind of
Yeah.
feel like.
You know a great way to play
Mario
Sonic
Kart
Sonic
7.
Racing Transformed on the Vita.
Really.
There's a Vita version,
Wow.
and I swear to God, I can't see a difference between the Vita version and the PS3 version.
Okay.
I
have
can't
it on
find it.
PC, and I love it. And I bet
Okay,
it
well
looks great.
PC, yeah, that's what I've been playing for like the past year or so. I've been,
It just controls better. I mean, I love my TV and I love PS4 and stuff, but man, my monitor has a 1 millisecond delay. Like I can't
How's
not
it
use
compare to Danganronpa?
Danganronpa, man, it's
Dun,
just
dun,
it's
dun,
just
dun.
the same. You know what I'm saying? Only people who've seen Danganronpa.
it's
know.
like Johnny Bravo when you compare it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, it's about
They're
the same.
basically the same
about the
game.
same. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
You know how they're the same.
yeah.
You know,
They're both from Japan.
That's true. YouTube's about to autoplay a different time.
That's our
them.
cue.
Ba, 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 ba,
We
ba,
also
ba.
started the timer late, so this episode's running a little.
I say
long,
fuck
actually.
them. All our episodes run long.
Good.
It's just a general thing to let us know what ballpark we're in.
You know what?
When to try to stop.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo should be a video game.
Oh,
I love
mama.
the lights flashing behind you right now. Or there.
It's probably really distracting to the viewer.
I
fuck
love
'em.
it.
What's playing behind me is Splatterhouse 3, a fabulous game. Fabulous game for
So it
the
doesn't
Genesis.
flash all the time. That's good news.
Right.
And it's not so bright that it's backlit.
You guys know what the game of the week is this week?
I have no
It's your pick.
freaking
Kung
idea.
Oh,
Food for
Oh.
the Atari Lynx. It is it's a hilarious, although not great game. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up about a guy who is, I guess, some kind of scientist. The cutscene at the beginning doesn't reveal much, but he's some kind of chemist or something. Experiment goes wrong. He takes some kind of formula back to his house. He puts it in his freezer, and while he's doing that, it explodes, and it turns him into a weird little green man. And he has to fight all the food in his freezer. And level 2 is the fridge.
You know what I want to see
and
every
it's
now and then?
awesome.
You know what I want to see every
Game of
now
the
and then
year.
in gaming is premises like that, but made with the finesse of like Uncharted.
you want a AAA retarded ass game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Octodad, but even better. Like that kind of like I want to see more of that.
Make Naughty Dog get behind Octodad 2, The Revenant.
I want. I'm gonna
Like,
go
Unreal
a step,
4 Octodad.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go a step farther. I want an Octodad with a Final Fantasy 15 style budget and development time that gave it 10 years and an infinite
11.
amount of money.
11.
Getting paid.
You want
getting
games
paid.
that take 10 years to fucking make?
I want.
fuck that.
I want a kung fu game that takes 10 years to make.
Sure, I'd buy it. I don't
And it
care
has
how good
it
it
has
is.
really catchy music
Quadruple
too.
A product that's just stupid retarded.
A game with
That's
a
what I
premise
want.
like that, I think, despite
Sorry,
its quality,
John Tron, I offended you.
I'm sure he'll see this and
Can't
be
say
mad.
retarded. I'll get in
I think-
trouble.
Yeah, that was the opposite end of that. I think.
I
It was
know.
John. Okay.
I'm making fun of the fact that I
Okay,
said an
gotcha.
offensive slur, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say? You didn't say slur.
He said an ableist slur. Technically, the word retarded.
Look, I'm sorry.
That's really autistic of you.
You're going now.
Let's end this episode.
As a social justice warrior, I'm quite offended.
Shut up.
I'm
Quit
so-
mansplaining things to
I'm
me.
so confused.
Tracer's butt is perfect the way it is.
You know,
I like the new pose. I like
Fucking-
Tracer's new pose. I
Literally
like it fine.
before they changed that pose, you were talking to me, and you said, and I quote, "That better be the reason." But fucking, I guarantee you, it was some social justice warrior that got.
That is not a quote because that's not what I said. But
said.
that's kind of the angle it's coming from. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well,
fucking, I was like,
right,
I'm telling
okay.
you, it was a creative decision.
Right when the social justice
right.
warriors were bitching about it is
There
when
was
they changed
one.
it. So that's all I had to fucking go on.
Fucking.
And it still could have been it. But the fact is, the new pose is fine. At the end of the day, is it really that big of a fucking deal? The fact that that's what we're bitching about.
The fact that people are
shows
bitching before we
that
know
that's,
what
that
the
we don't
deal
have a
is.
lot of fucking problems in our society. If a video game character's butt is the thing that we have to bitch about, we're doing pretty fucking good in our society right now.
I like her new butt.
Or we need a distraction. Bad sheeple.
Bernie Sanders.
I like her new butt.
Bernie Sanders, vote for the president.
Bernie butt.
2012.
vote for the president this year.
You know what you need to do? You need to get a
Sanders
picture.
Romney. 2012.
Get a picture of
Sanders
Tracer and
Romney.
put Bernie Sanders' face on that picture. Thank you. Needs to happen.
vote
know-
for Ric Flair as president.
99% of social justice warriors only get to complain about 1% of the butt problems.
I'm a social justice warrior that is excited for Gal Gun. So,
Gal Gun looks fucking awesome.
yeah, give those high school girls orgasms.
Did Cuphead ever come out? This is totally unrelated.
Not yet.
What?
It'll be an Xbox exclusive when it does.
Cuphead is like a side-scrolling 1920s like cartoon.
Cuphead?
Yeah,
Cuphead, yeah, like
it's an indie game.
Cuphead.
You know what? I bet it is. Cuphead?
It looks awesome. It looked
not
like
out yet.
like not just old Looney Tunes
that
cartoon,
one-
but like older than that, like Felix the Cat,
Whoa.
Betty Boop, like that kind of
Like
cartoon
before
style.
when Mickey Mouse was Steamboat Willie.
Like when
era.
cartoons were played in movie theaters to kind of like get crowds warmed up for the movie.
I was a little
and that's all cartoons were
disappointed.
for.
Sure.
Like that era of cartoons is what it looks
I
like.
was disappointed when I found it was only boss battles. Like, I was hoping it was like an actual platform.
I didn't even know that much about it. I just saw the art style and I said, I
It's
want that
all
fucking game.
platform.
Old school Disney
They're
mixed
all
with Shadow of the
bosses.
Colossus.
No, it's more like just a boss battle collection as a Mega Man boss battle.
Like a
shooter
boss
kind of
rush?
thing.
Like a
Yeah,
boss
so-
rush?
that's probably
Like
closer.
Shadow of the
but with a
Colossus.
really nice art style.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that sounds really cool.
If you're watching the channel on YouTube, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be streaming E3 live. We're going to watch E3. We're going to talk shit about everything.
fuck
We're not going to be
Ubisoft.
happy. I'm already pissed about
Here,
it.
I'll give you a sample. Ha! Look at that E3. That's not even good.
That's E2, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Get on
dare
that.
you.
Make a better game than that.
You can't do that.
Why is Uncharted 5 not being announced?
E3 more
Fuck
like EPP because PP is bad.
Where's my Earth Defense Force?
Earth Defense Force 70. Where's it at, fuckers?
I don't know the names of games and stuff, dude.
When the fuck is Danganronpa 3 coming out?
It's already up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit! I haven't even finished one yet.
And I think there may actually be 4. There's one of them's kind of a side story.
Well,
but
they're making... Okay, 3's in the works. I know that.
3's out.
No, it's not.
I hear the,
I looked it up.
I hear
Just
the,
now.
the Bungie brothers are releasing Skunk Tales this
Bungie
year.
Brothers.
I'm trying to keep that straight face. I wanted to make up.
Bungie
I wanted to make up a
Brothers.
develper in a game. And I couldn't
I'm
do it.
fucking...
The Bungie Brothers.
If we ever become game designers, we're the Bungie Boys.
Thanks for
Bungie
watching.
Boys. Bungie Boys. Bungie Brothers? Bungie Boys. Pretzel Boys.
They did this so I couldn't wave. Fucking ass.
Can we do this the whole time?
I think we should do this every episode. God's not dead.
2.
God
Two.
is not dead.
The sequel.
2.
The Squeak Wolf.
Fuck is this episode?
Check out my monocle that holds coffee.
When was the last time we had a Christmas?
I don't remember.
Last Halloween, I think.
Okay.
Was it? Oh, did it fall on Halloween that year?
Yeah, it was a leap year.
It's so weird when that happens.
On Halloween.
Okay, imagine those people who have their birthday
spring.
on Halloween and Christmas at the same time. Like,
That's the Antichrist.
Imagine having that
Only the
birthday.
Antichrist has that. happen.
oh, that is true.
You know, I
So,
actually know
Obama knows
somebody.
he's
about
not so bad. Have you met him?
Yeah, Obama's a good guy.
He's
Shut
like
up.
kind of like he's a little nasally, a little bit.
I just
He's not like that bad.
That's your main complaint?
He's a good heart.
Here's my problem with him. He does so much good. I just gotta thank him all the fucking time, and I'm just tired of it.
You know, the only thing I don't like about him is that he wants to end the world. I disagree fundamentally.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Back
What
to
you gonna do?